What's up, my friends? My name's Jason from Jason Morris Photography. I am back and I'm going to do a little bit of a hardware upgrade, something I normally wouldn't do. It's a little bit of tech stuff in terms of laptops, but I'm going to upgrade my RAM on my Dell XPS 15. It should be very similar with most devices in terms of your PC or Mac, desktop or laptop. They're all very similar when it comes to taking out the RAM and putting them back in. So yeah, give my video a bit of a like if you could. That would be absolutely fantastic. Subscribe if you already haven't. And yeah, let's cue the B-roll. Welcome back, guys. Alright, the two things that we definitely need is the RAM itself, and you've got your little screwdriver toolkit. So you might have to buy one of these off eBay. If you already haven't, I'll put a link in the description below, and then you'll be able to take the laptop apart. Alright, let's get to it. So now, what exactly is RAM? I want to talk a little bit about RAM at the moment. So RAM is random access memory. RAM can help with running more programs at once, which can actually make your computer run faster. So what happens is that the data that or the programs that you run are stored in the hard drive, and then they're ran through the RAM. And then from the RAM, they go into the processor or the CPU. So if the RAM is full, what happens is that RAM has to put the information back to the hard drive and then back to the RAM, then straight to the processor. So the RAM is working twice as hard. And obviously if there's more RAM, then there's more space for it not to repeat that process. So it's just going to go from the hard drive to the RAM to the CPU. And effectively your computer will run faster. Now, generally, if you're running like Adobe Premiere or Photoshop or Lightroom or something at the same time, you're definitely gonna need some extra RAM, at least 8 gig. I would definitely recommend 16 or 32 gigs of RAM. You'll definitely notice much smoother and less laggier, crappier machine. And you'll definitely have so much better workflow when you actually have more RAM. Okay, so let's pull this thing apart. Now you can see these ones are a much larger screw piece than the rest. Coming from underneath this, these are the last two to undo. So don't forget to turn the laptop off before you start doing this. It is definitely recommended that you don't have the laptop on because you don't want anything to short out. Then what you'll need to do is you'll need to get underneath the casing and try and lift it up. It will be a bit difficult at first to try and get it out. So you'll have to pry it open at first, little bits and pieces. Just be gentle. You don't want to break anything. Get right underneath there with your fingernails and whatnot to try and get underneath there. Nice and gentle. And off she comes. So these two here are the two RAM pieces we are replacing. Obviously, this is your battery, your SSD, your hard drive. Oh, look at the fans, they're very dirty. Might actually give that a bit of a clean before I put it back on. Give this a bit of a blow down, and then we'll chuck in these RAM pieces. You can see here, this is where you unclip the RAM. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so that's nicely zoomed in here. You can see the two bits of RAM. Now you want to undo these side clips here, pretty basic. They clip out like so. Unclip. Just take note of this little notch here. If you can see that little notch, I'll do a little bit of a zoom in of that notch right there. You can see that. You want to attach that inside the little notches there, so just be aware of the location of that. Take them both out, unclip, nice and easy. You'll hear that click, and then you're going to want to put the new ones in. Very basic and very easy. So the new one goes in. Exact same, straight in, make sure, and then all you got to do is push down and it will click in. Very, very basic, very easy. This is probably one of the easiest things you can actually do. Second one, straight in, right there. And then push it down, locks in. Perfect. Now that's pretty much the easiest thing to do. I'm going to clean these fans out right here just to make it a little bit tidier. All right, let's get to it. So there you have it, guys. Once you go around and tighten them up, just retighten them all just to make sure they're all tight. And yeah, it's nice and basic. This should only take you under 10 minutes. It's really quick to do. It's so basic, so simple to replace these RAMs. But yeah, definitely recommend get at least 16 gig or 32 gig of RAM for your laptop, depending on which laptop you're running and what software and processor as well. But I'll be happy to answer as many questions as I can. I'm not exactly tech savvy in terms of laptop specifications, but I'm sure there are plenty of YouTube videos out there you can watch. This was just a quick video because, I don't know, I just need to make one because I needed to upgrade my RAM because I'm starting to use Adobe Premiere now. I'm moving on from Final Cut. Just going to get a little bit more technical with some of my editing. So there you have it, guys. That's it. Let's boot it up and she should be working quite nicely now. It will actually come up with a little bit of a an error saying that there is different RAM or RAM upgrade, I think. But yeah, let's have a look at it. Let's boot her up. Yep, okay. So that's what we have there. It'll actually say there is an alert. The amount of system memory has changed. So all you got to do is click continue. We are quite aware that it's changed because we actually changed it.
15 minutes later.
And it finally says 100% completed on the updates. So let's see if it finally starts. We thought it was going to start before because it completely turned off and then it restarted. Oh, I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, we're still going. 15 to 17 minutes later, it's 100% complete. I haven't seen any videos that said that this would happen, but yeah, it's just started up now. There we have it. Log in, which I don't want you guys to see my password, so I'll cover that up and start her up. Let's see what's up. It's definitely strange how Windows, it definitely is a lot slower on starting up as opposed to your Apple iOS. You know, it's I'm very used to Mac software. As you can see in the background, I've got my iMac, and I've always played around with MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs for my photography. Finally, it started booting up. It took a lot longer than I was expecting, but we are done. So that's how you pretty much upgrade your RAM. It's very basic. It should only take you 10 minutes to open it up and put it in, and then obviously an extra 10-15 minutes for it to boot up and sync with itself, update the new RAM that's in there. But yeah, please drop a like if you could for my video, and subscribe if you already haven't. And yeah, I shall see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.